This is an excerpt from The Way to Live, verse 60, by Billy Meier. When the human being falls in love, then he/she shall give it free rein, as he/she does when he/she follows the love when it beckons to him/her. The ways of the love are often hard touchstones of the life, quite often difficult and steep. But if the human being is enveloped in a breath-thin tissue of the love, then may he/she devote himself/herself to it and preserve it. He/she shall not pay attention to the blades of the swords and the thorns of the bushes which hem the love's wayside and try to injure the breath which surges with love. The human being shall not pay attention to the possible wounds which can be thereby torn. Rather, he/she shall understand and recognize only the love and know about it. The true love is strong and is even able to destroy dreams and shatter wishes, just as the icy north wind withers the blossoms. Because just as love crowns the human being, it also tortures him/her. And the love tortures because inherent to it are renunciations and demands, into which the human being has to integrate himself/herself, which often very much go against his or her will. Thus the love allows the human being to grow, in order to nevertheless also curtail him/her in many things of the life. But whoever truly integrates himself/herself into the love gains. The love allows the human being to rise to the highest heights towards the light of the radiating sun, so that he/she may caress the tenderest blossoms. But just as quickly he/she may fall down again to the ground to sink into the soil, and to shake the roots of the plants in their earthboundness. The love clothes the human being or makes him/her completely naked. It cleanses him/her or makes him/her dusty in order to then immediately let him/her freeze in the cold or warm in the heat. In the love the human being is like a grain which is threshed, sifted, and freed from the chaff, to then be ground into meal and then kneaded until supple, after which the controlled heat rises the leavening and bakes a loaf of bread, which as a work of love nourishes all. Yet much more comes forth for the human being from the love, so that he/she gets to know the true love and makes it his or her own for himself or herself and his or her life. Unfortunately, the human being often only searches for love out of anxiety or to find calmness, pleasure, or gratification. However, this is the wrong way and a wrong form of the love, which is only artificially created in order to fulfill emotional or lustful wishes. In this form of the love, it is better for the human being if he or she covers the nakedness of his or her greed and searches for the true value of the love, in order to find a way out of his or her world without seasons, which only conveys monotony, and in which he or she laughs without being able to enjoy it, and in which he or she cries without shedding tears, which would bring him or her release. True love is a concentrated form of the fine spiritual perception, and is not built upon emotions, because truly it is fine spiritual perception itself. Therefore love itself is only power, and it never takes anything which would not be of itself. True love does not allow itself to be possessed. Therefore the love also does not possess, because it is the purest fine spiritual perception and is sufficient in itself. The true love is not located in the heart. It is not the power of a god. Rather, it is the purest fine spiritual perception of the spirit and of the consciousness of the human being who creates it in himself/herself by means of fine spiritual perception. The truly love in this form of the fine spiritual perception is all-embracing, is never fickle, and is absolutely indestructible. It is creational natural and cannot be impaired by any kinds of things, bad habits, or negative evil powers. Thus the course of the truly love is not to be directed, while it, however, has the creational natural highest factor of all life and of logic, directs the human being to dignity during the course of his or her life. This is not the case with a false love, which results from emotions and drives, because this artificial love, which is steered by the human being, is directable, and indeed always according to the emotional and libidinous wishes and thoughts. True love has no wishes at all, rather only the need to fulfill itself. Only the human being has wishes that he/she is always willing to fulfill, and as he/she wants to fulfill these, may he/she do this in true love. Thus his or her main wish should be that he/she becomes free of the burdens of unknowledge and of the disharmony, that he/she may melt like the cold glacier ice through the glow of the sun, and become a rushing brook, which, splashing, pours down to the valley and sings its incomparable melody, to then wind through the country and flow into the ocean, to become one with it in loving connectedness. The human being may direct his or her wishes at becoming the same as the melting ice and the splashing brook, which in love unite with the ocean and form a oneness with it. May the wishes of the human being go there so that they can capture and taste the pain of the innermost connectedness and tenderness of the love, to be wounded by their own understanding of the love, and to joyfully bear the profound pain of the love. Every morning may the human being greet the new day with inspired love, and in waking give life the appropriate thanks, and promise that he/she will daily contemplate the delight of the true love and never rest in creating the truly love in himself herself. And may the human being return home every evening satisfied by the fulfilling of his her day's work, full of gratitude and love. And may the human being then go to sleep with words of love on his her lips for the almightiness of the creation, and in its truly all-embracing love.